Boom guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new into this channel, consider subscribing, liking, and hitting that notification bell. Let's get into it. Listen, today's episode, I want to address how to replace your active income, your 9-to-5 income, with passive income. So active income is the money that you receive every single month, that's check that you receive from your 9-to-5. And passive income is, let's say you invested in a buy and hold, a rental, or Airbnb, whatever, and you're getting cash flow every single month. That's passive income. Or you invested in stocks or crypto. That's, those dividends are passive income, and that's what you want in life. You want to live off of passive income, not active income, because the active income, guys, is the most taxed income on the freaking planet, right? So the wealthy don't deal with active income. They don't want active income. They want only passive income because it's tax-free, right? You can write it off. It's an asset, not a liability, where active income is, a liability, right? But so most people's goals is to quit their 9-to-5. Number one thing, right out the gate, I'm going to tell you right now, most people should never quit their job because they're not made for entrepreneurship. Most people want to quit their job for the wrong reasons. They want to play more PlayStation. They want to play more Xbox. They want to, watch more Netflix. They want to spend more time with their kids when your kid don't want to see you. Your kids don't want to play with you more than 2 hours a day. Just FYI. They want to play with other kids. They want to go do activities with other kids. They want to see your face, right? So if you quitting your job for the wrong reasons, or you think, I want to be my own boss, whatever, listen to me, that's the wrong reason. If you're lazy at your job, if you think 8 hours is hard, try entrepreneurship. There is no hours. If you're truly serious about it, if you're not an amateur, it's 11-day hours, it's a 16-hour days, and you don't count it, you don't care, you're okay working and not seeing, a payday or a paycheck right out the gate, right? But when you have a 9-to-5, you're used to that dopamine of, guaranteed dopamine, right? Like the check is gonna hit. It's guaranteed because all you need to do is show up, scroll on Facebook all day, but as long as you're at work, they'll pay you. Listen to me. I'm qualified to talk about it because I've done it. 3 years ago, I quit my job, didn't have any real estate experience whatsoever. I used to work in Belgium, quit my 9-to-5. It took me 8 months. I was making maybe 4,000 euros per month at my 9-to-5. So that's even less than 6 figures a year, right? I quit my 9-to-5, guys, and I replaced way over my active income. I replaced it within an 8-month span. And today, sitting here, my real estate buy and hold portfolio is probably worth $4 million. And my partners and I, we bought these properties, all of them, every single one of them. We bought it using none of our own money, no credit, no credentials, nothing. Okay, guys? So I'm qualified to talk about this topic because I've done it, and I know it's not easy. It is simple, but it's not easy. The other thing is, I don't want to hurt your feelings, but if you think, most people, if you ask them, hey, how much do you really need to replace your active income from your 9-to-5 so you can quit and focus on your goals if you truly have goals? If you truly have goals, most people don't even know what the definition of goals are. But let's just say hypothetically you do. Most people will tell you between $8,000 to $10,000. 90% of people are making less than 6 figures a year, right? So most people are not even making that $10,000 at their 9-to-5. So $8,000 to $10,000 would take care of most people's fundamental bills and the things that they need to live off of on a monthly basis so they can free their time and do whatever they want. And most people should never quit their job because you're lazy. You're not made for entrepreneurship, so you shouldn't quit your job anyway. But I'm here on this video specifically, I'm addressing the people that think that's a big goal. It is not a big goal. It is a lazy goal. Just the only reason you think right now $8,000 to $10,000 is money is because you broke. And I'm not saying this to offend you. I was 3 years ago. I was in that same scenario. And I thought $10,000 is money. It is absolutely not money. But it is a start. It is a start because if you replace that, now you have that free time to work and scale it up and bigger goals and start impacting lives, right? If you're really about that. But if you're not, then you just want to be lazy and watch Netflix all day. So today specifically, I'm addressing the person that is maybe making close to 6 figures, have $35,000 in a savings account. I talk to so many people, and the reason I'm making this video is because one of my really good friends brought this up, want to quit their job, and I asked how much is it gonna take to replace your active income. They're like $8,000. I'm like, that's it? $8,000? Are you kidding me? Right? And so and I'm gonna talk about what's stopping you from being able to replace that active income really fast with passive income. Typically is not the lack of opportunities. Typically is because of here. You're broke here. So number one, your goal is very small. Don't make it seem like it's a big goal. It's a very small goal and it's super achievable, right? And if you have from $35,000 saved up and over, it is so easy. It is so easy to quit your job, meaning to replace your active income. You don't even need to quit. Like I said, most people shouldn't quit, but at least to replace it with passive income. So if I was in your shoes right now, what I would do is, if I have 35, which I've talked to many people, dozens of people that are telling me they have 60,000 laying down, 80,000 laying down, they have access to 0% credit cards, blah, 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 that they could leverage the funds and get themselves into deals, and they're not doing it. And I know why. Okay, I know why. You're just lazy. You're not resourceful. Okay, so if I was in your shoes and I have $35,000 or 60,000 or 50,000 right now, what will I do? And let's say my goal is to make $10,000 passive income every single month. Number one, because I have a 9 to 5, I have zero time to start calling sellers and finding deals and learning everything, the ins and out about real estate, blah, 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 blah. I don't have that time because I don't want to quit my job within the next 5 years, or at least replace my active income within the next 5 years. I want to do it within the next 2 to 3 years max, maybe even 1 year, which is way more than possible. Okay, which is way more than possible. I did it. I know it's possible, right? And so here's what I would do. I would find people that are actively doing deals. Okay, people that are actively doing deals, they're getting these deals, they're negotiating them, putting them under contract. They don't need a lot of cash to close on them, fund it, and all that fun stuff. And I will bring the funds and become an equity partner on these deals. And I'll give you a scenario, which I've done for multiple people. There's other investors that do this, right? And I'm going to get into how to vet people, because everything is about vetting. Your problem is you feel like you have to be the one that find the deal. You have to own it all by yourself, blah, 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 blah. It's all me, 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 me. Guys, listen to me. Real estate is a team sport. If you're not about being part of a team, don't even start. You will never be able to scale your portfolio. You'll never be able to have enough funds to buy the amount of real estate and build the type of wealth you're thinking of. If we're thinking about you have to own everything yourself, don't even start your journey. Keep your 9 to 5, shut up, and stop complaining. Period. I'm going to be raw with you right now in this video. Okay? What I would do is I would find active investors that are doing buy and holds. And here's a secret I'm going to give you. I'm not going to find people that are doing regular rentals, because if the investor is doing regular rentals, guess how much they're making a month? $400 a month. What is $400 a month? Let's say you become a 50% partner. $400 a month, let's say that's the net, then you're just getting $200 a month. How many of those you're going to need to quit your 9 to 5 and replace your active income? How many of those you're going to need? $200. How many of those you're going to need to make $10,000? You don't want to do that. It's completely stupid. You don't want to start that way. Most people think they have to start with regular rentals because they think rentals have anything to do with appreciation and wealth and tax write-off. It doesn't. Owning assets have to do with wealth, depreciation, tax benefits, but is ownership. Is not what you do with the property, is the ownership. Owning investment properties is what will give you that ability to have the tax benefits and all that fun stuff, which I'm not going to touch on in this video. So I would find investors that are doing things like midterms, which we do a lot of. This is where you rent to traveling nurses, because on average, our property, our smallest 2-bed and 2-bath is bringing every single month $7,800. I repeat, 2-bed, 2-bath condo at the right location, right nearby the hospital, is bringing in, on average, this is just one property, $7,800 gross per month. What is gross? Is the money before you deduct the expenses. So I still have to deduct the expenses, the mortgage, the cleaning, the taxes, the insurance, all that fun stuff. So let me be very conservative. Let's say hypothetically, I have a deal like that and I come to you and you have $60,000 laying down doing nothing. And I say all I need is $60,000 to close on this property, renovate it, furnish it, and design and furnish it, and I can start renting it to traveling nurses and bring that $7,800 a month. And you go, and let's say you become, even if it's just, a 30% partner on that. Let's just say a 30% equity partner on it. Equity meaning you have the ownership and you also receive the cash flow, right? Which most investors, especially the ones that are on the newer side, they will be more than happy to do this for you. The people that won't is the people that have a lot of experience, which I'm at that level now where I do have enough network where I don't necessarily have to give somebody equity, but I actually love it, but only to the right people. But the newer investors will do it for you, or even investors like me, if like you have the right personality, the right mindset, because obviously doing this is almost like getting into a marriage with somebody, so you want to make sure your partner is the right fit. Right? It's just a vetting process, and I'm gonna tell you how to vet people right in a second. So let's say on this candle right here, let's say I'm only making, so let's say after all expenses, we're netting, let's say $4,000. I'm gonna be really conservative. Let's say after all expenses, we're netting more, but let's say after all expenses, right? We're netting. Let me be even more conservative. Let's say we're netting 2,500. Be really conservative. 2,500. And let's say you own 30% of that, right? 30% of that. How many of those properties you're gonna need in order to replace your active income? You agree with me that this strategy will get you way faster to your goal, way easier and way faster to your goal than cash flowing $400 a month. This is what people don't understand. It doesn't mean you don't do regular rentals later on at the right location because that's what works, blah, 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 blah. But you don't want to start with regular rentals if you're trying to replace your active income. You're going to have to work 7 years, cash flow $200 in how many properties in order to get $10,000. It's completely stupid to think that way. Okay, now you're going to be like, well, how do I find those people? How do I partner up with them? Blah, 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 blah. Listen to me. Number one, if you don't have money saved up from $35,000 and up, that means you need to get to work. That means you're lazy. Get some extra hours, work. Because if you broke, you got to have the time. I'm sorry. You got to put in the sweat equity. So here I'm talking about the people that are actually financially responsible. They're making active income and they're not just blowing it all up and they have money saved up. Easy to find these people. Number one, Facebook group. People post their deals all the time. Real estate investing Facebook groups. Events, real estate networking events. You can go there and say, hey guys, I have funds. I'm looking to get into deals and be a funding partner with people. Right? Social media. We post about our deals. And it's so easy to vet people. You'll be most of you is because you only want to own it yourself. That's the reason why you still haven't replaced your income, right? Or you're like, hey, I have to find a deal myself, but do it all myself. Otherwise, I don't feel like I've accomplished anything. That's the reason why you're still slaving for a job you maybe hate. If you love it, it's not slaving. But if you hate it, it is slaving. Right? And so, how do you vet them? Let me ask you a question. If you're about to date somebody and you guys gonna get married, how do you vet them? It's the same process. With the investors, what I love about real estate, guys, I can fake about crypto. I can fake about stocks because I cannot give you a physical location, right? You cannot drive to it, see it, smell it, touch it, right? So if I file bankruptcy, you are effed up, right? But what I love about real estate, guys, nobody can trick you. Number one is physical. So vetting the investor is one, ask them all their portfolio addresses and look it up. Look up their LLC that own the addresses. It's easy, so easy to vet. This is why I love real estate. Is a hard asset. It's the best freaking asset on the planet Earth. Best freaking asset on the planet Earth. Physical. You can drive to it, see it, touch it, smell it. Nobody can lie to you about it. So if I tell you I own real estate, I have to be able to give you the addresses. I have to be able to show you what we call HODs. This is the closing documents. When you close on a real estate and take ownership, you receive what is called a HOD. You cannot fake that, right? And then, so this is the vetting process. You got to make sure they're actively doing deals. They have at least, I would say honestly, at least 3 to 4 properties for you to be able to be a partner with them. You don't want to partner with like somebody that started real estate yesterday because they don't know what they're doing. Right? They don't know how to manage funds yet. They don't know about management, management of properties. Like they don't have experience. That's not the one I'm talking about. I'm talking about the one that maybe on the newer side that maybe own like three to four properties, and they can show it to you. Show me your HUD. Show me the properties, which LLC own them, so I can verify you actually own them. Find that person that is actually getting Airbnbs, midterms, and take your money and become a funding partner, right? And here's the great thing about being a funding partner, especially for the investor, is now you're not a lender, so you're more invested, you're a partner, so you want to see them win. Secondly, they don't have to replace you in the next 12 to 24 months. They can keep you way longer in the deal, so they don't need to worry about going and refinancing the property, thinking about finding another lender to replace you, blah, 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 right? That's the great thing for the investor. And for you, you can replace your active income way faster by getting into midterms. I'm telling you right now, the average property, unless you buy it at the wrong location, for Airbnb and midterm traveling nursing properties, guess how much it brings in? It brings in on average $5,000 on average. Let's say so after everything, even if you're just netting $1,500, even if you guys are just netting $1,500, guess what? That will take you way more faster to your goal than making $400 in a freaking regular rental every single month. Right? That's your problem, is you don't want to partner up with people. You don't want to partner up with people because you think your $60,000 is so valuable, more than the skill of that person that knows how to go get the deal, negotiate it, find it, put out marketing, manage a team, and do all that work for you and bring it on a platter and say, hey, just bring $50,000, $60,000 and partner up with me. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that because you feel like you have to be able. So this is why it's taking you 5 years, 6 years, or whatever. You still haven't accomplished shit. This is the reason why. The problem is here, not here. The problem is here. Your 9 to 5 is not your problem. Your goal is very small. Don't think it's a big goal. It's a very small goal. 8,000, 10,000 is not money. It's easy to replace it if you just partner up with people, be the funding partner. If you're not making money, then obviously you need to shut up and get to work. You need to keep your 9 to 5, get some extra hours so you can make more income, or at least on your off time, instead of watching Netflix and whatever else you're doing, being lazy, learn how to make calls and find deals, or jump on somebody's team and that is actively doing deals and help them do cold calls or lead management and follow-up so you can learn the business while you're earning on commission. Those type of things. If you broke, you have to be able to bring, sweat equity skills to the table. If you cannot even do that, just shut up. Stop complaining. I don't care. Nobody cares. Nobody else cares neither. Nobody cares. Okay? But if you're making like close to 6 figures, a little bit over, and you are having trouble replacing your active income with passive income, the problem is because you want to do everything by yourself. And your mentality is fucked up. You need to change that. Real estate is a team sport. Real estate is a team sport. Partner up with people. Just vet them. The same way you would vet that person you're about to date and maybe later on get married. If you're the type of person to just sleep with anybody, that means you're just a hoe. I don't care if you're a man or a girl, but you gotta vet people. It's the same process. And with real estate, paperwork, even if somebody seems honest, let the paperwork keep them honest. So like, let's say for example, you partner up with somebody that you don't know. You just met them, but they've proven that they're actively doing deals. They showed you their properties, they send you their HUDs, blah, blah, blah. So you know they're credible. They're doing deals, right? It's not deals they've done in the 1970s. It's deals they're actually doing now, right? So you know they're actively doing deals. And you go, you know what? Okay, let's do it, right? Easy. With the real estate, number one, that money you bring into the table is, you never send them directly. It always goes through an attorney. So now you have to draft up an LLC. You guys become partners, and on that LLC, you lay out all the terms. Even from the get-go, you can even already lay out the divorce clauses. What happens if I want to get out? What happens if I want to divorce? What happens if I want to cheat? What happens if, blah, 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 blah. Am I a silent partner or active? All these things is just paperwork. Just put it in the paperwork right from the get-go. That's it. You don't have to trust anybody with real estate. Let the paperwork keep them honest. That's it. Hey, what happens if, I'm a partner and then I don't get my 30% on the 7th of the month? What happens? Just put it in the paperwork. Just put it in the paper. Everything you can think of, put it in the paperwork right from the beginning, up front, so there's no misunderstanding in the back end. Everybody know what to expect from this relationship before you guys get married. That's the dating phase. Then you get married and buy the deal and do everything else. So I don't want to hear no excuses as to why you're trying to replace $10,000 and you have money saved up, or you are able to save up money because you're making close to 6 figures or over. I don't want to hear no excuses. Your problem is your mindset is lazy, your mindset is wrong, and you want to do everything yourself, and you don't want to partner up with people. That's the reason why. So shut up and stop complaining. take more time. If you want to do it all by yourself, then you have to learn everything until you figure it out. Then you can go ahead and find the deals and buy them yourself, blah, 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 blah. Right? But if you want to cut your curve to replace that faster, easy. Just become a funding partner with people. Like I don't understand people, man. I don't understand people. So guys, if you get any value out of this video, please do me a favor. Don't be stingy with the algorithm, because it really helps. Number one, share this video with people that you know can benefit from it. That's number one. Number two, give me your takeaways in the comments, and finish with the word boom. You need the boom factor in your life, guys. You gotta be bold. You have to be obsessed with your goals. Okay, you have to be a life student, so you have to have an ongoing mindset, ongoing learning, always learning, moving forward, right? Willing to help people, whatever. And then the last M is for mindset. You gotta fix this right here, because mindset, the right mindset equal money. The wrong mindset equal brokenness. All right, guys. So leave a comment below if you got any value out of this. Please share it with some friends that can benefit from it. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss out when I go live and put out new content again to help you in your real estate journey. And until next time, stay bold and be bold. Boom, boom, boom.